You are listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson.
Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast, and today is December 11th, 2025, and isn't it a fantastically weird time to be alive? If you have not done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to youtube.com/hellocupcakeitsme to check out my YouTube channel that is updated every Wednesday and Saturday. Also, follow me on the TikTok app. I do a 10-minute segment every Tuesday over there. And also make sure that you follow me on Instagram and all the other social medias for things that I don't post anywhere else. And give the blog hellocupcakeitsme.com some love. And if you want to check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto, it is found at www.cdsthebook.com. How the hell is everyone doing? I cannot believe that we are mere weeks away from Christmas, and there has been a whole hell of a lot of stuff that has transpired in the last couple of weeks for me. Most of you who follow me on all the other social medias know that I have dealt with like low grade depression and having to get my face operated on. Well, my mouth, not my face. My car broke down, just all kinds of fun things. The funnest of which happens to be that my landlord decided that he was going to raise my rent a whole $50 fucking. So that's fun. My new debt to income ratio is that 98% of my monthly income will now go to rent. Isn't that just fantastic? I am going to have to seriously start to think about possibly getting into low income housing and or finding something that is more cost effective. Both of which are tremendous pains in the ass and something that I really, really don't want to undertake, but we'll see how it works. My dissociative identity disorder diagnostic, or diagnosis, I should say, has me in a pretty stabilized mood right now about everything that's going on. I'm not worried about my car. I'm not worried about the extra $50. I'm not worried about much. So, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening in the coming months. But anyways, yeah, so I have just been chugging along, doing the best I can, and getting prepared for the holiday season, trying to figure out gifts for people, trying to figure out the financial aspect for gifts for people, that whole rigmarole. And I got a few things for my niece. I have one item, well, technically two items for my sister at this point. And I still got to get a couple of items for my sister. I got to get a couple of things for her boyfriend, his dad, and I want to get a little something for each one of my friends. And that's probably going to take a vast majority of the small amount of savings that I have. But you know what? This too will come and go and just be yay about. So Moving forward from that though, I have been watching a tremendous amount of television lately. Uh, m- Namely, Welcome to Derry, which is the precursor to the Stephen King It movies, and giving a whole kind of like background as to who and what it actually is. And I'm not going to spoil it because I know some of you may not have seen it yet or have had the time to watch it yet, but I honestly I like the show, but I don't know if it's going to be picked up for like a season 2 or a season 3 with as slow as it's going. Um so that could just be me projecting, but hopefully we get at least another 2 or 3 seasons out of it, because the mythos and the storyline and the character development is there, and it needs to be explored further. And Sunday is the season finale. So I don't know if that's going to be the series finale or if that's going to be the actual season finale. We'll see what happens, right? Um, what else is going on in my world? Monday, I attended a brunch with some of my friends, and that was really nice. We did a little gift exchange, and that's where I got one of the presents for my sister. I'm just going to regift what I got because it was a designer handbag, and I don't need any more handbags or backpacks or things like that. And my sister, she loves her purses, and so maybe this is one that she will love as well. My niece and I, we are going to be going out on Saturday to go do some shopping and do some grocery shopping as well. So, depending on that, the Saturday YouTube video may be a little bit later than usual getting posted. And yeah. So I'm in this really unique headspace right now where I feel like everything is good, and like I am just being comforted by the spirits. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I'm just in a fairly decent headspace where like nothing is thankfully really bothering me. Um and I I started going to group therapy, which is the first time that I've ever done a group therapy session, and today was my first session. As a matter of fact, I just finished up the session and turned on the microphone to start recording this podcast. So, yeah, it's still very fresh, very new. Trying to keep myself in check because having the mental health background that I have with the education and just my own diagnoses, I don't want to step into a facilitator role. And, later on down the road, I may start up my own group. I've thought about doing this for years when I became a certified peer counselor, is just setting up these little groups and then walking away after a few months and letting them just kind of work things out on their own, and coming back just to kind of visit with and try to see how everything is working and adjusting. So, yeah, it's good. But so far, the people that are in the group, I already feel a connection with them, and it's going to be a good thing for me, and it will also give me an idea on how to approach this in the future. I am in talks right now with the YMCA about holding a mental health symposium where we talk about like bullying and the LGBTQIA plus community, and how things just don't look the same for everyone. This person may be suffering with depression. This person may be suffering with suicidal ideations. This person over here may be suffering with bipolar mania or whatever else. But holding how to hold space for somebody, how to talk to somebody versus talking at somebody. And a lot of people do not like understand that concept, that when you are talking to someone, you are using accusatory sentence structures like, when you do XYZ, it makes me feel blah, blah, blah. Versus, when people do XYZ, it really makes me feel like this, and it's hard for me to like wrap my head around this. And so I would really appreciate it moving forward that should I invoke whatever in you, please just let me know. And so it's all about changing the tone, changing the verbiage, and not placing blame, because a lot of times we listen to react, we don't listen to understand, and that is the biggest breakdown of communications. Is I told you to do XYZ, or I've told you X number of times to do whatever. That is accusatory, that is commanding, and that is demanding, and that is like putting yourself in a position of power over another person. And one of the things that we are taught in our peer counseling sessions and stuff like that is to try to equalize the playing field, that you're not telling somebody, you're discussing things with them. When I come home from a hard day of work and I see that there is a sink full of dishes, I just feel like my workday hasn't ended yet. And sometimes I just really need the extra help. Um, and we all have things going on in our lives, but um, if it was, if it's able to work itself out, that I can get a little bit more help around here, it would be so appreciated. Versus, I go to work all day long and I come home and there's a sink full of dishes and you've not done shit. Like, what the hell is the matter with you? You know, you see how it works on both sides of the coin there. So, anyways, you know, that's something that I want to bring to this group. And the group, I have it set up to be called Bridging Hearts and Minds. And because I am asking for the YMCA to facilitate this and possibly attach their name to it, I really don't want their name attached to it, but I would like to have the facility utilized. I wrote out like a proposal for community mental health and education, and then I submitted that to the powers that be that needed that information. And then I also went along and I broke everything down into my exercises, my questionnaires, and like the speech aspect of it, like what I wanted to get up and talk about and what I wanted to share during that time period, like sharing my own personal information about my diagnoses, about my struggles, about the fact that, at 44 years of age, I'm still being bullied on a daily by some keyboard warrior or some Karen out in the universe just coming out of pocket. So, yeah. And I want to destigmatize mental health. We have such a guarded sense of what mental health is and what it isn't, and oh well, I don't want people to know that I have this going on with me because I don't want them to think that I'm crazy. Well, you know what, we're all broken at some point in our life, and a lot of the things that we have that are quote unquote wrong with us is trauma that has been inflicted upon us at some point in our life, our during our developmental years, you know. So yeah, I just want to make a conversation around that, and especially men, hear me out when I say this. I know that I'm very effeminate sounding and that I use a lot of like non-masculine verbs and words and whatever else, but your mental health is just as important as everyone else's. You talking to somebody, you going to go like talk to a therapist or some kind of professional, that is not a sign of weakness. That doesn't make you gay, that doesn't make you less than. you know you've got to deprogram yourself with all of that negative stereotyping that exists in the world, especially around men, that you have to be the strong one, you have to be the provider, you have to be this, you have to be that, men don't cry, whatever. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to say, I am overwhelmed. I too have emotions. Because otherwise, what do? We start drinking, we start maybe utilizing hardcore drugs, or we become wall punchers and we let our anger out in not constructive ways through like violence and abuse, fighting with our friends, fighting with strangers, just fighting in general. And then, on top of already having like this internal conflict, you now have a court date or possible imprisonment time, when all you needed to do was just talk to somebody to de-escalate all the crap that's going on in your head and to regulate yourself. And it's okay to talk to people. It will not make you any less of a man. It will not make you any more flamboyant or girly or whatever derogatory thing that you want to add to it. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to talk to others. And if you do not have um a support group or a system in place that you can utilize, or you don't have friends that you can talk to, get on Reddit and look for a group about depression. Look at a group about anger management or whatever, and just get on there and create a profile that isn't traced back to you or whatever, and use that profile's persona to explore those issues going on in your own heart, in your own life, in your own mental health. Ideally, it would be best to go and see an actual trained professional, but if you're in the United States, you can always dial 988. It automatically puts you through to a live trained professional that can help you sort out whatever you've got going on. There's other systems in like Canada, Mexico, like around the world where you can call a certain number and it will put you onto a hotline where you're able to talk to somebody who can help like alleviate some of those things. Sometimes you are at a level 15 and you just need to be regulated to come down to a level 3 where you're not in fight and flight mode, but you're in relax and digestion mode where you're able to just not be in such a anger soured mood. So yeah, so that's what I have planned on for them and going through them. And yeah, in the meantime, like I said, I'm just chugging along doing the best I can with what I have available to me. And I hope that you are doing the same. And if you are experiencing any kind of depression or seasonal affective disorder or whatever right now, feel free to reach out to me. You could shoot me an email, hellocupcakeitsme at gmail.com, or utilize the 988 system, or find somebody that you can talk about. You do not have to shoulder it all on your own. So I am going to go ahead and let you guys go because we are already over the 20-minute mark and I don't know where that time has gone, but just know, like I said, you're doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And in a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world. Give yourself grace. You don't have to fix the world, but you don't have to make it any shittier. So do the best you can with what you have available to you, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye, everyone. Boop.
Hey you! Tired of mental health books that feel like homework or therapy sessions in disguise? Carpe Diem Scroto is not that book. Written by author Michael Peterson, utilizing his own personal mental health journey, it's your daily dose of clarity, humor, and healing, designed to meet you exactly where you are. Whether you're sipping coffee in chaos or taking a quiet minute for yourself, this book gives you real, raw tools to reframe your day, your mindset, and your life. Unlike anything else on the market, Carpe Diem Scroto blends personal storytelling, practical mental health strategies, and a keep-it-real attitude that makes self-work feel like self-empowerment. Use it daily, share it with a friend, or grow at your own pace. Ready to reclaim your day with bite-sized brilliance? Head to www.cdsthebook.com to grab your copy or learn more.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You have been listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson. Please make sure to check back often as new episodes are released bi-weekly. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to send a message to hellocupcakeitsme at gmail.com. And until next time, stay happy, safe, and keep doing the best you can with what you have been given.